And what is going on, everybody? This is Vinny Maletti with Maletti Law, the strongest name in law. The date now is March 18th, 2022. It is a Friday. It is still cold and dreary. It's not getting any warmer in Brooklyn, New York. The time now is about 10:40, about 10:30 a.m. the time is right now. So first and foremost, make sure you go to click subscribe now on the YouTube channel, the little button that says subscribe, or make sure you go to the website www.malettilaw.com, www.malettilaw.com, and you sign up to the newsletter so you can be brought up to speed whenever new content is delivered. We try to always constantly deliver new content that makes everybody happy and that educates and informs everybody, but kind of like a deliverable in a humorous way, whatever, right? That's not so boring. All right, so let's get down to it. Today's another pretty quick, easy one. Again, every time I do something for clients that I feel that we could operationalize and just put out there that everybody can get a little bit of a benefit to reduce some of the anxiety and the uncertainty, this is what we do. So in the previous video, one of the previous videos, we spoke about LLCs, right? And, what are the requirements for LLCs, publishing, what specifically you have to file, where you have to file, the expected cost and everything. So in another video, we've spoke about that. This video is talk about what happens when you want to get rid of the LLC. So that's a question which depends on state, right? Because every state has their own Limited Liabilities Act. New York has theirs. New Jersey has theirs. Every state has their own. Because LLCs, limited liability corporations, those are creatures of the state. Those were designed to give people maximum flexibility in how they want to set up their business arrangements. So, that's all discussed in the previous video. Purpose of this video is we're going to tell you how to close them. There's times where you don't need the LLC anymore. You've already effectuated your business purpose. You don't want to keep paying filing fees. You don't want to keep paying taxes on it. You just don't want to keep the process open because it's an expense, right? So how do you close these things down, right? So we had a situation in which it was New Jersey. So how do you close down an LLC? Every state is different. New York is somewhat similar. States use different terminologies. We'll use Jersey as the example here, but every state is every state's pretty much similar. So keep this knowledge throughout, right? Okay. So you want to dissolve. What's the name of the document, right? So in New Jersey, you need two particular documents. You need the certificate of dissolution and the certificate of cancellation. Certificate of dissolution is called an L-110. Certificate of cancellation is called an L-109. Both of them are authorized by statute, by Title 42 on the NJSA, the New Jersey, statutes annotated, whatever that stands for. New York is similar. New York has their own documents as well. Jersey is kind of a little struggle to find. It was kind of buried in a couple of the websites. I happened to pay into the Department of Revenue for an account, so I was able to get it relatively quickly. You could find them publicly, though, so don't worry about it. Just look for Form L-109 for cancellation and Form L-110 for dissolution. What you will need for both these forms, you'll just need some generic information. You'll need, the name of your LLC. You'll need the business ID number, which is what's given to you when you first start the filing process and you file through the Department of Revenue. You'll need the date of formation, which is the date that you started it. You'll also need, the date you want to cancel, if you want to cancel now or at a future date, because you could actually file to plan for the future. Let's say you need to do your final taxes. If you need to do your final taxes, you could set it for a later date that it actually, it will effectively cancel on this particular date. And then you just need the reasons for canceling the LLC. It could really just be, whatever. The purpose is finished, you've achieved what you wanted to achieve, or simply the business isn't doing well, you want to get rid of it. Nothing really particularly crazy. There are fees involved. I know one fee, I believe a fee for dissolution is $125. I'm not sure. I think there's a fee for cancellation too. I can't remember. So you might have two particular fees to worry about when you're closing this. And then you just need your regular attestation language. You need your signature, your date, name, and title. And that's really all there is to it. There's really nothing more. You just make sure you file your certificate of cancellation, certificate of dilution, your Form L-109, your Form L-110. Make sure you talk to your accountant because they have to file their final taxes on that. It's Jersey, I believe. It's the same year. I believe it's the same year. So, for instance, like in New York, you would file the next tax year. I think New Jersey might be on a different time frame. Obviously speak to your accountant about that, who does this for a living. Vinny Maletti doesn't. I'm not a tax attorney. Your accountant knows better than me. And that's all there really is to it. You just send them in. You send them in by mail. You could upload it online. You could fax it. I'd prefer to send it in by mail, because the reason why I like to send things in by mail is because if there is a mistake, if your agent is somewhat decent and not a degenerate, what they'll do is they'll just fix the mistakes and correct them, on the document themselves or in the system, as opposed to sending them back to you and blocking you. And that's all there really is to it. There's really nothing else other than that. Those are the two things. So hopefully this clarified it, because I do find all this stuff is kind of confusing, especially if you're a stickler for the statutory code. All the stuff becomes frustrating to you, because the code is written. I mean, it's written with the intention to confuse lay people. I mean, we've spoken about this before on this website. We've spoken about this before on this platform. Legal language is written to protect the legal industry. It is not written so Joe Schmo can understand it, because then you don't need lawyers. If Joe Schmo can understand what to do, then you don't need lawyers, right? So yeah, that's it for now. So hopefully this was helpful. Hopefully this cleared up some of the ambiguity and the confusion, and hopefully this is, if you need to dissolve or cancel any of your LLCs, that this was helpful and gets you to do it. All right, so as always, if you have any questions, concerns, you know where to reach us. Reach us on the website, reach us by email, reach us at the YouTube channel. We have a million ways to get in contact with us. We really don't care. I'm more than happy to help you in anything. So have a wonderful day. Yours and Laws, love and lifts. Always be unusually motivated, and have a great day.